Good morning. I'd like to thank my good friend and colleague from Lansing, Senator Curtis Hertel Jr., for joining us today. And I'd like to thank Steve Sawicki, the general manager for CarStar here today, for hosting. Appreciate it very much. And finally, I'd like to thank a good friend of mine and a great veteran, Michael Tuffenmeyer, for his service to our country. And that's what today is all about, connecting our great small businesses with our outstanding military men and women. That's why my Democratic colleagues in the legislature are introducing the Hire Michigan Heroes Act legislation. This bipartisan legislation that we are introducing in both the House and the Senate will provide businesses that hire our veterans with a one-time tax credit of 25% of the veterans' compensation up to $4,000. It'll give small businesses like CarStar some much-needed tax relief while putting veterans who've served our country like Michael to work. But Hire Michigan Heroes isn't just about creating a mutually beneficial partnership between small business and veterans. It's about doing what we can as elected officials to combat the outrageous unemployment rate for Michigan veterans. There are 660,000 veterans in Michigan, the 11th largest veteran population in the entire country. Here in Kent County, we have the 4th largest veteran population in Michigan, yet we are 50th of the 83 counties in federal dollars awarded. Michigan as a whole continually ranks near dead last in the states and U.S. territories, currently 49 out of 53 in federal funding for veterans. That means we have to do more to help our vets at the state level. And unfortunately, as Michigan's economy continues to struggle, our veterans have been getting the worst of it. In 2013, Michigan had the second highest veteran unemployment rate in the United States, with a rate of 10.6%, 4 percentage points over the national veteran unemployment rate of 6.6%. These numbers are even worse for our newest veterans. The average national unemployment rate for post-9/11 veterans in 2013 was 9%, and Michigan maintained the same 4% spike with an unemployment rate of 13.5% for our state's post-9/11 veterans. We absolutely have to do more to change this. And many of our veterans have college degrees and they receive significant real-life training and experience. They have so many qualities that would be desirable to employers, but the economy has been hurting our small businesses and their ability to make new hires. The Hire Michigan Heroes Act would be the bridge our state needs to get more veterans on the job. By offering additional support for businesses that hire vets, companies will have an extra incentive to capitalize on our veteran workforce for their next hire. And the more veterans we have working again, the better our local economies will be. This is a sound piece of public policy that is already generating bipartisan support, and I hope we can see prompt action in the legislature. And now I'd like to turn things over to my colleague from Lansing, Senator Hertel.
Thank you, Representative Dillon. With the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, we have had a significant uptick on our veteran population, and it continues to rise. More soldiers heading off to war means more veterans returning home. But that transition is a lot harder than most realize, not just psychologically and emotionally, but financially as well. After defending our freedom abroad, our veterans are sadly finding themselves on another harrowing battlefield, the Michigan job market. That is why we are here today, to talk about the Hire Michigan Heroes Act, to help show that we are not only here to support our veterans when they are fighting, but we're here to support them when they come home as well. This is the Hire Michigan Heroes Act helps our veterans get back on their feet and take the skills, training, and experience they gained in the military and apply it here in Michigan's workforce. And it helps our small businesses lower their taxes in the process. Michigan is blessed with an impressive assortment of veterans covering a wide range of ages, backgrounds, skills, and talents, and this bill will help them all. As my colleague and I in the Michigan legislature continue to look at ways to lower our state's unemployment and assist our veterans and support our small businesses, Hire Michigan Heroes Act will do all of that. This is not a Democratic or Republican issue. Our veterans proudly fight for our country no matter what their political leanings are. and political differences aside and come together for the good of all of our veterans. And we're seeing signs of that already as a number of Senate Republicans have co-sponsored the Hire Michigan Heroes Act. With Republican majorities in both the House and the Senate, I hope that this support will continue to grow and we can get the traction we need to turn this bill into law. Now I would like to invite veteran Michael Tuffemeyer to talk about the challenges he faced when he came home.
Thank you. It's very difficult for any veteran coming home. Obviously, especially for someone like myself and others who go in right through high school and they spend a majority of their begin their life in almost a whole different world. Especially for someone like me who had, multiple deployments. Coming home, you're trying to get back on your feet, and you're also the major issue is seeing how your job translates into civilian workforce. My job, I was an infantry soldier, but that's not just mean shooting a rifle. There's a lot of organizational development, management, leadership that goes into that, but that's hard to translate to an employer. I know that I've spent the last 7.5 years through my college tuition plan through the VA, trying to get more skills to go with my military skills, and yet it's still hard to give your resume to an employer and account for six years or 4 years or however long you were enlisted of what you did during that time. And so I think that the legislation like this is very important to make employers feel that not only do they have an advantage for hiring a vet, but that they will look deeper into a veteran and look at the leadership skills a veteran has and the time that they put in and see that they're a very good worker once they can get back on their feet and get acclimated to the civilian life.